Hello everybody. I am meteorologist Ashley Smith here in the First Alert Streaming Center. Getting myself, I should say, ready for this streaming show. I think we're good to go now. I know that probably a lot of folks will have a lot of questions, so feel free to post them as always, but also know that I'm hopefully going to be able to cover some of that. But if you have a more specific question, by all means, ask it. The good news is right now we're seeing those storms really wind down across the tri-state, but we do have another round of storms possible tomorrow. And the storms tomorrow do look like they could be a lot stronger than what we saw today and much more widespread. Today, we didn't have any of those severe thunderstorm warnings here in the tri-state. We did have some strong gusty winds, 40, 45 mile per hour wind gusts, some very heavy rain, of course, and some reports of some damage, some minor damage, and we'll talk about that coming up. But first, I want to talk about what's happening tomorrow just briefly here on this graphic. So we are anticipating another first alert weather day tomorrow with damaging winds, really all modes of severe weather possible tomorrow. So today we were more concerned about damaging winds, heavy rain, obviously lightning leading to some localized flooding. Not so much concerned about hail or tornadoes. Tomorrow, I think everything is on the table. So the storms could be stronger and definitely more widespread. In other words, everybody has the chance to see some of those severe storms tomorrow. And I'll show you why I say that here coming up. So, all right, just want to make sure that, okay. So we are live. Okay, so let's talk about what's happening out there right now. First, I'm going to talk about those storm reports. So we had a couple of those reports of some damage. One was actually these were both in Carroll County. So this one, while it looks like it's in Vevey, let me try that again. Okay, so while this one looks like it was in Vevey, it was actually in Ghent, and that's in Carroll County again. Trees and power lines down, that happened at about 4:40, and then this one was very close to it as far as time-wise, 4:42, another report of wind damage. That one was in Carrollton. I said a tree was down on 55, a tree down on Martin Road, so large trees down in those storms as well. We also had some wind gusts that were reported. Actually, it looks like several wind gusts. Oh, actually, that's another storm report. This one I haven't seen yet. So let's look at it together. Part of a metal roof torn off of a barn. So that one actually, that's the first time I've seen that one. Let me actually send this to my producer. Dang it. Okay, sorry. Okay, so, and then this was a wind speed. I think this was 46 miles per hour in Lewisburg. So several strong wind gusts, several reports of damage. Let me just take a big picture look here and make sure that I've caught everything. Yeah. And so again, this was all from the afternoon storms, early evening storms that we had, but all of that starting to move away from the tri-state. So here's what it looks like on radar right now. Now, I will say we are watching these storms to the west. Let me turn on. Okay. So what's happening south of Indianapolis could impact our region. Not expecting it to be severe, though. And then storms pushing toward Louisville as well. So there is still definitely some energy out there. We could see more storms kind of pop up this evening. But again, not expecting them to be severe. Otherwise, kind of the bulk of the rainfall is moving off to the southeast. We are seeing some showers and even a few thunderstorms there, especially in Lewis County. Some very heavy rain and a lot of lightning, but again, nothing severe right now. Could have some wind gusts, 40, 45 miles per hour like we did already today, but I wouldn't expect anything stronger than that. So I just want to get a look at kind of a wider look at radar. I'll show you what's still happening out there. Again, still watching some of those storms develop in parts of Indiana, but not expecting it to be severe. No watches, no warnings in effect right now, and I don't think that that will change. I think that we'll stay sub-severe with any of these storms. through the rest of this evening. Okay, temperatures right now in the 70s and 80s. They cooled off with the rain, that's for sure. Still kind of a humid day though, still very muggy outside. 70 at CVG right now, 74 at Lunken. It's 84 in Middletown, 82 in Lebanon, and in Wilmington right now. So I mentioned CVG, again, very humid. So the dew point is 69 degrees. Let's look at some of the other dew points across the area. Most of them in the 70s, of course, still. So still some very humid air. Lebanon and Batesville always read warmer because of the vegetation around that observation site. Impact timeline is going to be a little bit different. I haven't updated this from the earlier shows. I will be sure to do that before the 10 and 11. But really what you want to look at is what's going to happen tomorrow. Because for the rest of this evening, I do expect that we could see, again, some of those spotty showers or storms, but it's not going to be severe. And then Thursday afternoon and evening, we're looking at all modes of severe weather, as well as a flash flooding potential too, because these storms are going to be quite strong as they move through. So for the remainder of tonight and actually through tomorrow morning, we're still including that slight risk, but we're more focused on tomorrow's risk for severe storms, which again, everybody's in that slight risk for severe storms. And let me look actually at the exact percentages from the Storm Prediction Center, because they'll actually, okay, give more details. So we're not included in a high tornado risk tomorrow, but I wouldn't rule out, an isolated spin up tornado. Wind threat is about 15% across the area, and hail threat is 5%. So kind of damaging winds would be the highest, then hail, then tornadoes, but the flash flooding is going to be for everybody. So that risk is still very high. Okay. Yeah. Hello, Becky. Okay, so let's look at the hourly forecast. We'll look at two different models so that, again, you can kind of compare. So for tonight, they're keeping those storms off to the southwest. I tend to agree with that because what we're seeing develop right now, if it stays on the current path, that should be the case where it stays to our southwest. Now, early tomorrow morning, a few spotty showers, maybe even a rumble of thunder will be possible, but the better chance for more widespread rain will arrive tomorrow afternoon into the evening hours, especially here. This line that you see tomorrow evening, this is at 5 p.m., starting to move into the southeastern Indiana area. And by the way, these individual storm cells could be strong to severe as well. And then that line moves through pretty quickly. So again, and let's pause this a little bit more. So there it goes right through downtown Cincinnati at 6:30 tomorrow evening. Still seeing those storms around 8, 9, 10 p.m. And then by 11 p.m., we're looking at mostly dry conditions, but scattered showers and storms return Friday. Friday, we're not expecting severe storms. Let me see if they have us in any kind of threat level. Parts of the area are in it. Well, I guess actually the entire region is in a marginal threat, but I think that's probably even because of kind of the lingering impacts from the storms that we're going to have on Thursday. But either way, we're really focused on Thursday's storm chances. I forgot to show you the other model. Hold on one second. Okay. So this model, again, keeps our storms to the southwest overnight. Tomorrow morning, we could have a few spotty showers or storms, but they're not going to be severe until the afternoon. So this, actually, this model is very similar to the other one, which I wonder if actually it's been altered and it is the same one. But either way, we'll keep looking at it. So again, between 5, 6 p.m. until about 10 p.m., you're looking at those strong to possibly severe storms moving through the area. And then again, on Friday, it becomes a little bit more spotty. But here's the deal. Everybody has the chance for severe storms tomorrow because it's going to be this line of storms. Look at this. And nobody, it looks like the storms still maintain their intensity as they move through. Oftentimes we talk about, okay, they're going to be the strongest when they move in from the west and then they're going to weaken. I don't think that's the case tomorrow. I think these storms stay strong the entire time they're through the tri-state. That's why everybody has an equal chance because it covers the entire tri-state from north to south, from west to east. Everybody has the chance for those storms. They do start to weaken to the east by 9 to 10 p.m. But again, you're already seeing some of those storms even earlier than that. So yeah, everybody has a chance for those storms. That could impact some of those outdoor events. So we have Bengals training camp during the day. We have FC Cincinnati at night. So your training camp forecast on Thursday, storms are going to be possible. Temperatures will be in the 80s. It will be hot. It will be humid. We're still talking about that heat index well into the 90s tomorrow. So something to also consider if you're going to be out and about, that it will be very uncomfortable, very hot, very humid across the area. So this is your forecast for FC Cincinnati. 8 o'clock is kickoff tomorrow, so a little later, but we're still anticipating those storm chances around during the match. As far as rainfall totals, this is in addition to what we already have. You're looking at higher amounts to the south, but everybody sees about 1 to 2 inches of rain, especially embedded within any of those thunderstorms. We'll definitely see the higher totals. Let's look ahead to that 7-day forecast. We are going to see those highs in the 90s again tomorrow, but it will feel warmer than that. We drop back into the 80s for the end of the week and into the weekend. 87 on Friday, 80 for Saturday with scattered thunderstorms still possible Saturday, and then by Sunday we do dry out. And those temperatures return to the 90s Tuesday and Wednesday. I was going to look at what the heat index is tomorrow. Let's see. So still near 100, near or above 100. Still a hot and humid day tomorrow as well. Of course, with the clouds this morning and the rain that we saw this morning, the temperatures were kept down, but we still made it into the mid 80s and the heat index was in the 90s. So I think that tomorrow it's going to be very similar. Okay, let me look at some of these questions. Yeah, I think... No, I don't think it's the topography. I actually think it's just the fact that we've been kind of on the eastern edge of these storms, and as they've moved through, they've weakened as they move to the east or even northeast, and that's why perhaps Hillsborough hasn't seen the storm or hasn't seen as much rain. Oh yeah, let me show you that tornado, Molly, because I know we talked about that last night. Because we now have more details about those 2 confirmed tornadoes from Monday night into Tuesday morning. One in Brookville, Indiana, and then the other one, of course, in Warren and Clinton counties. So we actually have the actual track now. So the one in Brookville was a lot weaker. It was an EF0. It was on the ground for 2 minutes. It was for 0.69 miles, so not even 3/4 of a mile. And had maximum sustained winds of 75 miles per hour that caused some of that damage. And again, that was just east of Brookville Lake too, which I was very worried about when I was on the air there on Monday. Then the other tornado, of course, that we talked about, that was, which I guess technically this would have been July 30th. But anyways, it was an EF1. And this was the track of that storm. This was the one that was on the ground for 8 miles, had 95 mile per hour wind speeds. And so here's that track. We mentioned some of these other towns. So it started near Morrow, moved kind of between Blackhawk and Edwardsville, just north of 123, right along 133, and north of Blanchester. So yes, became very close to some of those areas that we mentioned yesterday. I don't think I showed you. I made this graphic after the streaming show yesterday, but we officially have 65 tornadoes on record in Ohio so far this year, and that's only as of July 30th. So obviously we still have many more months to add to that total, but it is the most that we've ever had in history. The closest year is 1992 when we had 62 confirmed tornadoes. 2023, last year we had 60, and then in 2019, 49. So it's been very busy. I think, I could be wrong, but I think possibly that I'm not seeing all of your questions, so I apologize. I see Greg's and Molly's, but we're having issues with our internet, so I might not be able to see all of them. But hopefully it's not an issue. Okay. What else did I want to talk about? Oh, I want to talk about rainfall totals, but I don't really have... Oh, CVG, more than an inch of rain so far today. Might see a little bit more before the day's over. Wow, that's a lot of rain. 0.4 of an inch at Lunkin. Obviously, it was a lot of rain in some spots Drought monitor will be released tomorrow. I suspect it will show improved conditions, which is good. I'm sure they'll have that for you tomorrow. And then I wanted to, let's check the radar right now to make sure nothing else is popping up. Okay, so still seeing some of those showers. Again, really watching kind of this line of storms. Let's see. Sorry, keep moving it. It takes the radar off. Kind of broken line of storms moving toward Decatur County. Of course, we have these storms near Louisville as well. But as the Louisville storms aren't going to impact us. But as we kind of track this line, I do think it stays west of Cincinnati, but it definitely Decatur County, parts of southeastern Indiana, and then perhaps Owen County, Grant County, Pendleton County could see some of those showers as well. So we'll keep an eye on that additional development. No severe weather is expected, though. Okay. Okay, so yes, so everybody definitely needs to be weather aware tomorrow because we do have that storm chance throughout really the entire day, but especially focused during the afternoon hours. Want to make sure that everybody has a way to get those alerts. I know we often say that, and I know it sounds like a broken record, but just always important to know what's happening because especially if it's going to be a nighttime situation, which I don't think it's going to be like what we had Monday where kind of the worst storms were during the overnight hours. I do think that this is going to be more of a daytime problem, but of course that means a lot of folks could be out and about letting their guard down at training camp or at the FC Cincinnati game. I will say I had a couple people asking me, and I'm convinced that I'm not getting your questions, and I really apologize. I can try and look on a different device, but here we go. Ricky, I think that we have a good chance at seeing plenty of storms tomorrow. In other words, I feel a lot more confident in the storm chances for tomorrow compared to today. That's for sure. Okay, now I see. Okay, I got your questions. It is a lot of tornadoes, Molly. Yes. When is the worst coming Thursday and what time? 5 p.m. until about 10 p.m. The sound of singing springs has not really had any rain. Okay. Oh, that's a question I already answered. Right? Yes. Okay. Okay. So yes. So I think I did get all your questions. Good. But yeah, I'm not seeing them on my phone, so I'm glad I pulled them up on the computer here. Okay. So yes. I do think that we have a much greater chance tomorrow to see some of those strong to severe storms than we did today. Today, I think we only had like one warning that barely made it to our viewing area. Storms were a lot stronger to our west and then to our south. But I think a lot of that was because we had those showers this morning and when we didn't see a whole lot of sunshine in the afternoon hours, that really kind of stabilized the atmosphere. Tomorrow, because these storms are coming at a kind of a different time period, and I do think that even if we see some of those showers or storms in the morning, I think we're still going to be able to see that sunshine emerge, and that will help to re-strengthen the atmosphere. So I do think that we have a much better chance tomorrow. Tomorrow's timing on storms, really we could see them start to pop up around 2. They're going to be very scattered at that point. 5 to 10 p.m. is when we see a line of storms moving through from west to east. Let me show you what that looks like, John. So tonight, any storms that develop should stay west of Cincinnati. Tomorrow morning, a few scattered showers, but nothing significant. And then here comes the storms in the afternoon. Again, around, say, 1 to 2 p.m., we start to see a few storms popping up. Those are going to be very strong as they move into parts of Adams County, Mason, Lewis, Robertson, Bracken counties. All could see strong storms from that first line. But then moving from west to east, 5 p.m. to about 10 p.m., that's going to be that greatest threat for storms. And they're going to be moving very quickly, too. Okay. Okay. Just making sure I'm getting all of the questions. I think I am. Okay. Yes. All right. And again, tomorrow, damaging winds still going to be the main threat with those storms, especially because they're moving from west to east. And it does look like more of a line of storms rather than those individualized cells, which is what we saw Monday night and Tuesday morning. It was more of the individualized cells. Tomorrow, it's going to be that line. So damaging winds, the main problem. And then we're talking about heavy rain, localized flooding, definitely going to be an issue now, especially that the ground is saturated. That's going to be a problem. And then hail and isolated tornadoes, pretty similar in chance there, but still the risk is there. Our tornado threat today was just really, really small. I didn't think we'd see any rotation, and we really didn't. Obviously, we didn't have any tornadoes or anything like that. Tomorrow, I do think that we could see more rotation in these storms. So wouldn't be surprised if we have more warnings tomorrow, whether that be severe thunderstorm or tornado warnings. We already have a good plan, I think, in place to cover this for you. So we'll have it all covered for you throughout the day tomorrow. And again, even tonight, when I'm on at 10 and 11, I might have more information for you about it, because now that we've seen this storm system earlier today move out, we can start to really get more data about what's coming our way. So if I have any updates, of course, I'll be sure to pass those along. But we are, definitely gearing up for a busy day tomorrow, no doubt about that. So I think for now I'm going to get off of here. I'm hungry again. I know I said that yesterday at this time, but I don't know. I guess this is the time that I usually eat dinner. Actually, usually on Wednesdays I'd be playing volleyball, and my team is playing right now, and I hope that they're winning. Hopefully they're not winning by too much without me, though. If they're going to win, I want it to be close, because I want to be a pivotal part of the team. But anyways, we'll continue to track these storms for you. Again, tonight we're still seeing more of those showers and thunderstorms emerging. Geez, I almost tripped on my own shoes. Not going to be severe. We don't expect any severe weather tonight. There's not even any lightning in this, but just be aware of some additional rainfall possible this evening. Reds are playing right now. They're okay. But we'll keep an eye on that for them as well. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining me here. This is it for my 7:15 weather show duties for the week. But I will see you tonight at 10 and 11.